Hello everybody, this is Money Mom. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about how I never got to say goodbye. Let's get right into it. This is my mother, Judith, and she passed away November 1st, 2015, and she was 77. This is her in high school, and this is her and when she got married. So she was 18 here and she was 22 here. Very beautiful lady. She always looks so well put together. And I wanted to chat with you guys about this. This is something, there's something in this video that my husband actually doesn't even know about. Well, my mom was born in Wisconsin and they lived on a farm, and I won't go into a big long story there. She never liked farm life. But my dad and her, when he retired from truck driving, they moved to Arizona, and they lived there, and she was, doing okay. She always had some high blood pressure though, and she never could tolerate taking medicine. Well, long story short, she ended up getting what they call dementia or vascular dementia. And my dad was there. My sister lives in Minnesota. That's a whole nother story. I live here in the Dallas, Texas area. And my dad was there by himself. And at first it was okay, but my mom started going downhill. And this was like in 2014. It was about a year and a half after she was diagnosed that she ended up passing away. My dad was there taking care of her by himself, and it was very challenging because she was getting up multiple times a night. He wasn't getting restorative sleep, plus it was really hard on his back. And so basically he found a safe place for her, and she had to be moved a few different times where she could get the care that she needed. But he was there every day, spending hours a day, helping her and other residents. So I want to mention that. But it came to where my mom was just kind of stopped eating and not doing very well. And this happened to be in November. Well, our family had planned to go down at Thanksgiving, and my dad said, yeah, that's okay. You can come down at Thanksgiving. And I thought, that I would be okay. Well, because they live in Arizona, we only went to visit them maybe once a year, and then they would come to visit us once a year. Well, obviously, they stopped traveling. You guys know I'm an independent contractor scheduler, and you guys probably already know this. Scheduling mystery shops is great, but the challenge about it is this. If you're an independent contractor, you can't leave your work. Your work has to come with you no matter where you go. There is no one to do it if you're an independent contractor. It's kind of like if you're a farmer, you can't leave your cows. You have to have someone manage them if you want to go somewhere. It's the same type of thing, or any business someone owns. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just go at Thanksgiving. I get a phone call on November 1st that my mom passed away. And to be honest with you, I have such guilt over that I didn't make it. I have a lot of guilt because I never was there to help my dad. And my dad sure could have used my help because I live here in Dallas. And at that time, I think my daughter was still in high school. Yeah, she was still in high school. And so, I was here with responsibilities here. You never think when you're young, hey, I want to live in Dallas. I want to move from St. Paul, Minnesota to Dallas and, live this, the DFW at that time when I moved was this fun place for singles. It's a great place for singles. And it's changed a lot since 1988, but, it was a really wonderful, affordable place to come to in 1988. But you never think about moving away from your parents. You don't think 30 or 40 years down the road. At least I didn't. And so I do have a lot of guilt over that. And this is the sad part, and this is what I wanted to share with you guys, is that when I went there, I still had to do my scheduling work. Luckily, I had Wi-Fi. My dad was planning a memorial service for my mom. So he was going to wait on having that when I came down during that Thanksgiving weekend. I think I was there 4 days. And so we were going to wait and have it then. So he held off having any kind of memorial service for her until then. He didn't have a funeral for her. She wanted to be cremated. So he had that. And that being said, when we had the memorial service, I was supposed to help plan and make phone calls. Well, it was during the holidays. And guess what? I had 3 shoppers canceled their mystery shops. So here I am during that time trying to call people during Thanksgiving weekend to go do a rush mystery shop instead of helping my dad plan this. And I have a lot of guilt over that. I really do. I thought, you know what? This should be a time, yes, you're an independent contractor, I understand, but during that time, you should be able to help and be there for your parent during a time like this. It's not like I was always taking off to go do something fun and asking for time off. This was a time where my mother passed away, that I wanted to be there. And I still, like I said, do feel really bad because my dad did all of this on his own. He carried, and I hate to call it a burden, but he carried that load all by himself. All the caregiving, all the phone calls, taking care of all the insurance, being there every day for my mother. I think he took, in a year and a half, he took one day off to go do something in that year and a half. I don't remember where he didn't go, but he was there every day. And there were a lot of residents that didn't even get visitors. So he not only visited with my mom, he visited with the others. And if he saw that garbage wasn't emptied, he'd help out and do chores, because the place where my mother was at, it was in an actual home. And it was somebody that her and her husband were EMTs, and they caregived about 8 people in their home, and they had everything set up for that. Well, my dad was there all the time to make sure things were, run properly. He might even get in there and help cooking. Well, because of that, they did give him a discount. But my dad, I tell you what, he was loyal to my mother to the end. He really was. I mean, they didn't always see eye to eye and everything. My dad always said, hey, your mother and I, we walked on 2 different sides of the street. But they did have a high respect for each other anyway. And I still to this day feel bad. And I kind of feel like I've never really mourned my mother. And the other day, and I don't know why, and I've never done this, and Al doesn't even know, and I don't even know why I got thinking about it, but and I have my sunglasses on, thank God. One thing I don't like to do is cry in front of people. I cannot stand to cry in front of other people. It makes me very uncomfortable. I do not like it. I'm not sure why, but it just makes me feel terrible to do. It's embarrassing. I feel embarrassed. Well, my husband doesn't even know this, but on the way to my demo the other day, I just started crying, but he didn't know it because I wasn't making verbal noises, but I got teary-eyed and stuff like that, and I made an excuse that I had something in my eye and stuff like that, but the reason why is I was thinking about my mom, and I just wonder if she thinks I'm terrible, and if she kind of went away thinking, God, my daughter wasn't even there for me. Anyway, it just feels really awful. But I just wanted to show you my mom. This is her here and here. I hope she's happy and she rests in peace. But whoever your loved one is today, sorry guys, no matter who it is, and I just want to say something because I feel led. I know some people right now may have somebody in their life that they have a grudge on, or maybe they haven't forgiven, somebody they may not even get along with. Let's just be totally honest with each other. There's some people in my life, to be totally frank with you, that are just really difficult to love and get along with. But because life is so short, if there's anybody in your life that you need to patch things up with, give them a call right now. Tell them you love them. You know what? It doesn't mean that you have to see eye to eye on everything, but life really is short. Because I have a lot of regrets about not being there for my mom. I will never get that time back. And I just feel bad that I wasn't there to help my dad. And I hope my mom forgave me for it. That's all, guys. I love you. Bye.